Civilizations are the cultural and social manifestations of human progress, the result of millennia of innovation, cooperation, and adaptation. They are the grand tapestries woven from the threads of history, comprising the art, literature, science, religion, and governance of their respective societies. From the towering pyramids of ancient Egypt to the sprawling metropolises of modern-day China, civilizations have shaped the world we inhabit and continue to inspire us with their enduring legacies. But what is there to know about the hidden world? Something you find at the end of tunnels you didn't think you'd stumble into. Finding tunnels that lead to another world or unknown civilization seems like a tale you tell kids at bedtime. Or perhaps a plot for a newly released anime or series. What's more, if it leads you to a breathtaking discovery? How cool would that be? Welcome back again to History in Minutes. Today, we'll be following some twists and turns as we unravel the secrets of a hidden civilization that everyone thought to be lost in time. Teotihuacan remains an underlying mystery to archaeologists. Having been established around 400 BC and abandoned more than a millennium later, this civilization in central Mexico has intrigued scholars due to the lack of written records. Questions regarding their governance, religious practices, and language remain unanswered. It is unclear whether a single omnipotent ruler or a council governed them. Teotihuacan is a mysterious site of the great Mesoamerican culture that remains largely unknown, from its rise to its fall and even its actual name. The Aztecs discovered the deserted city in the 1300s and named it the place where men become gods. Teotihuacan is situated in a basin at the southern end of the Mexican plateau, which is a suitable location for farming and animal husbandry due to its mild climate and abundant waterways. Teotihuacan was established around 400 BC, but it was not until AD 100, during a period of strong population growth and urbanization in Mesoamerica, that the city was built with its grand boulevards and massive pyramids. The founders of the city are not known for certain, with some historians believing they were refugees who fled a volcanic eruption and others suggesting that they were Totonacs from the east. Despite this, the Teotihuacanos were skilled urban planners, creating canals to redirect the San Juan River and constructing the city's core pyramids, including the Temple of the Plumed Serpent, the Temple of the Moon, and the Temple of the Sun. Underneath the Pyramid of the Moon, one of the most iconic and enormous structures in the ancient city of Teotihuacan, located northeast of Mexico City, archaeologists have uncovered a hidden tunnel. As reported by the International Business Times, the Pyramid of the Moon, which is second in size only to the Pyramid of the Sun, is thought to represent the underworld in the belief system of the Teotihuacans, a civilization that predates the Aztecs, who later occupied the site. The archaeologists involved in the discovery believe that the tunnel, which mirrors the grandeur of the city's other monuments, may hold valuable insights into this pre-Columbian civilization that flourished over 2,000 years ago. Matthew Scher's article in the Smithsonian reveals that 13 years ago, a startling discovery was made by an archaeologist who had dedicated his entire career to studying the Teotihuacanos. A previously unknown tunnel was discovered beneath the temple in the city, despite being deliberately concealed by large boulders. 6 years later, the archaeologist Sergio Gomez began exploring the tunnel and discovered a treasure trove of artifacts ranging from necklaces to knives and bones. 3 chambers remain to be excavated, and Gomez believes that they too may hold further secrets. The presence of the boulders suggests that the tunnel was intended to remain hidden forever. In autumn of 2003, Teotihuacan, a pre-Aztec metropolis with pyramids located 30 miles northeast of present-day Mexico City, was hit by heavy rainstorm. The deluge caused flooding at excavation sites and debris to flow past souvenir stands near the main entrance. The central courtyard grounds also suffered damage. One day, Sergio Gomez, an archaeologist with Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History, arrived at work to find a sinkhole nearly 3 feet wide had formed at the base of the Temple of the Plumed Serpent, a large pyramid located in the southeast quadrant of the Teotihuacan. Gomez recently shared that his initial reaction was to question what he was looking at and how to remedy the situation. As per his understanding, there was nothing underneath the Temple of the Plumed Serpent except soil, rock, and fossils. Gomez retrieved a flashlight from his vehicle and shone it into the sinkhole, but it revealed nothing but darkness. He then fastened a thick rope around his waist and had his colleagues grip the other end before lowering himself into the darkness. Gomez landed in the middle of what appeared to be an artificial tunnel. He stated, "I could discern portions of the ceiling, but large stones obscured the passage in both directions." Teotihuacan's architects arranged the city's primary monuments on the north-south axis, with the Avenue of the Dead linking the Temple of the Sun, the largest structure with the Ciudadela, the southeastern courtyard that housed the Temple of the Plumed Serpent. Gomez was aware of a previous discovery by archaeologists of a narrow tunnel underneath the Temple of the Sun. He speculated that he had discovered a similar tunnel leading to an underground chamber beneath the Temple of the Plumed Serpent. If his theory was accurate, it would be a significant breakthrough that could advance his career. However, Gomez acknowledged that he could not simply excavate without a clear hypothesis and approval. He said the challenge was to obtain approval and devise a clear hypothesis before beginning any excavation. From the early months of 2004, Gomez and a selected group of about 20 archaeologists and laborers examined the ground beneath the Ciudadela, and every evening they transferred the findings to Gomez's computer. By 2005, the digital map of the area was finished. As Gomez anticipated, the tunnel extended roughly 330 feet from the center of the Temple of the Plumed Serpent to the Ciudadela. The sinkhole caused by the 2003 storms was not the actual entrance to the tunnel. The genuine entrance was a few yards behind it and had seemingly been intentionally blocked off with substantial rocks nearly 2,000 years ago. Gomez speculated that the contents of the tunnel were intended to remain concealed forever. According to Clemency Coggins, a professor emerita of archaeology and art history at Boston University, the design of the Teotihuacan was intended to represent the founder's creation myth, with the city being laid out in a rectangular grid aligned with the movement of the sun, which was believed to have been born there. This view is shared by other historians, including Michael Cole of Yale, who suggested that some of the city's structures symbolized the emergence of humankind from a vast and tumultuous sea, in line with the Mesoamerican cosmology. Recent findings suggest that the religion practiced in Teotihuacan shares similarities with the religion practiced in contemporaneous Mayan cities such as Tikal and El Mirador. The civilization worshipped the sun, moon, and stars, had reverence for the plumed serpent, and often depicted the jaguar as a deity and protector of men. However, archaeological evidence indicates that peaceful rituals were not always sufficient to sustain the Teotihuacanos' connection to their gods. Under the Temple of the Moon, researchers found a vault containing remains of wild animals and 12 human corpses, 10 of which were missing their heads. This discovery suggests that the rituals conducted at Teotihuacan might have been gruesome and involved bloodshed. According to recent evidence, Teotihuacan's religion and iconography resembled that of contemporary Mayan cities, including the worship of the sun, the moon, stars, and jaguars. Evidence also suggests that the city was a melting pot of cultures, with residents hailing from different regions. However, the city eventually fell into decline, with evidence suggesting a possible civil war, regime change, and clashes with neighboring city-states. A fire in AD 550 may have been the final blow. Teotihuacan was abandoned in AD 750 after being established for nearly 700 years, and its secrets were taken by its former residents who were either killed, absorbed into neighboring cultures, or returned to their ancestral lands. Despite over a century of excavation, much is still unknown about the Teotihuacanos, including their written language, the language spoken inside the city, the name they use for the city, the priestly class, the piety of the citizenry, the courts, the military, the city's founding, its rulers, and the cause of its fall. According to Matthew Robb, the curator of the Mesoamerican art in San Francisco's De Young Museum, this city wasn't designed to answer our questions. Sergio Gomez's discovery of a sealed tunnel beneath the Temple of the Sun in Teotihuacan was regarded as a significant milestone in Teotihuacan research, as looters had largely emptied the tunnel before archaeologists could access it in the 1990s. The government granted Gomez's permission to excavate the tunnel in 2009, and he meticulously cleared off nearly 1,000 tons of earth, documenting each new segment with a 3D scanner. Gomez discovered a treasure trove of offerings, including seashells, pottery, human skin fragments, and elaborate necklaces. With the help of 2 robots, Teotihuacan and Teotihuacan, he explored deeper inside the tunnel and discovered a spacious, cross-shaped chamber piled high with jewelry and statues, which he hoped would yield even greater discoveries. Although there were exceptions that Gomez could uncover a tomb, which would provide evidence supporting the notion that Teotihuacanos were ruled by a solitary leader, no proper tomb has been discovered. Instead, the tunnel and its chambers are regarded by the archaeologists as a symbolic tomb, serving as the ultimate resting place for the city's founders, gods, and men, according to Shar. The most notable artifacts are 2 black stone statues that Gomez believes might have been used as substitutes for Teotihuacanos' creators, objects of worship. The remaining items will be examined over several decades, gradually revealing the mysteries of Teotihuacan. And that's it for today's video. If you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting videos worth your every minute.